Hello and welcome. So we're doing another autumn practice because at last the weather has kind of shifted into this colder times. So today really just to practice to wake up the body a little bit and to get the energy rising, lifting, and also to bring a bit of warmth into the body. Do not worry, there's not too much kind of onerous things that are going to happen to do that. We're going to use a lot of breath to keep that warmth moving inside us. So just coming into a comfortable seated position and hands resting on the lap. And from that comfortable seat, then just lift up through your spine. Really draw up the spine. And then, following your in-breath, feel the new breath enter into your body. And really fill up this inner space of the lungs, the torso. And then, as you breathe out, let the breath escape from your mouth. We're doing that a few times, so deep in-breath to really energize the spine, the body. And then the out-breath through the mouth. We'll do that a few times more. And coming to your final round. And your eyes opening again. And right hand now coming over to the right hand side of the body. The fingers are just spread out. And left hand's lifting up. And you're just going to pause there so you feel that elongation from your left hip all the way up into your left fingertips. And then, when you've got that stretch up through that left hand side, you're just going to let it sway over to the right hand side. And then you can drop your right shoulder down. And with the last couple of breaths, you may just want to turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. And that will just put your body into a slight twist. You'll feel it around the base of the waist, that twisting action of that left hip drawing back. So your right hip eases forward. Left arm's coming down. Again, just plant it by the left hand side, fingers spreading away from you. Right arm's lifting up. And you're giving yourself a few breaths to feel that lengthening from right hip up into right fingertips. And then right arm coming over to the left hand side. And once you've arrived there, you can see you can just drop if there's any give in that left shoulder. And last stop, turning the gaze upwards, which will just open the body up into a very gentle twist. Right arm coming back down. And from here, if you now come onto all fours, and you're starting with a neutral spine on all fours, your toes can just be tucked under for the moment. And just drawing up your belly with that neutral spine. That immediately starts to energize your core. And then, just moving however your body really feels to move this morning. Side to side, into cat and cow, but putting a bit of free movement in. To allow yourself to feel a sense of opening easeful opening along the spine. So no jarring edges, sharp lines, just finding that sense of flow all the way along the spinal column. Don't ignore your head in all this. You can put a bit of movement into the neck, across the shoulders. For the last few breaths, as you do this, just planting your feet flat now, so hands and feet are really anchored to the mat. And just now really feel that contact through hands and feet. And so letting go of the body's weight through those anchor points just allows you to ease and free up the spine even more. Lovely. And when you've done that, you're coming back into that neutral spine with the belly lifted. And we're going to do 5 breaths like we started. The in-breath, breathing in so fully, your breath in all directions of the body. Out-breath through the mouth. Remembering keeping your belly lifted to support the spine. And the final round. Toes tucking under again. And you're just going to lift up your knees a fraction here. So you're hovering, knees off the floor, in a kind of all fours hover. Just keep breathing fully there. Wait for your most comfortable position, but you can kind of feel how much you're waking up the body, bringing heat into the body, but just hovering here, one more round. And then you can ease up into your down dog. Maybe start with your knees bent to start with in your down dog. And with knees bent, you may just want to pedal a little bit. Just opening up through the backs of the legs into your hamstrings. Now root down into your index finger and your thumb to really stabilize the body and to give length to the spine and the back. Now both heels are lifting up now as high as you can. So you'll feel the stretch across along your arches. Lift up your sit bones even higher. And then out breath, heels coming towards the mat. Now looking forward, and as you breathe out, you're going to take a gentle walk up towards your hands. Do take your time in this walk, no rush. And you'll arrive up into Uttanasana. And there, you'll just hang your spine down, catching hold of elbow points the comfortable way. And we'll take a few breaths here. Coming to your final breath here. And then bring your hands to the waist to support the spine as you lift up, hinging up, and you're arriving back into standing. And arriving in standing, we'll stretch up both arms, string them up the center line. The in-breath, look up, stretch up, your gaze up. Take one more round of breath here, stretching up. And out breath, arms turning out, Hands standing out, and you're circling them the whole way down again. So again, you're coming to the base of the body. In breath, palms are lifting up. Breathe in fully. Just pausing in that upward lift. One more round, and then we'll bring the arms down. And into your out breath. Another in breath, both arms lifting up. And if you catch hold of your right hand with your left hand, and then you'll turn your right palm up to the ceiling. So you've got the left hand over that right palm, and you're going to guide that right palm over to your left hand side. Now both your hips are level here, facing forward. Arriving back to centre line, turn the palm up on the left hand, catch hold of it. With the right, easing that left palm over. So getting that lovely stretching along the outer edge of the body. Both hands coming up. Bringing your palms up now, and you can flex your palms up to the ceiling. Allow your shoulders to soften. Draw into your belly and looking up. Next out breath. Hinge from the waist and fold forward, all the way back into your forward fold. And your fingertips may come to the floor, the legs, thighs, wherever you want to put them. And just allow your spine to sway in again. So a little bit of free movement in your forward fold. Take that forward arm, free movement all the way up the spine, through the shoulders and to the neck. And then, lifting your arms so they're just left hanging off the mat. And then you're going to shake your way up to standing. So you'll start with your knees, your legs, into your pelvis. You'll start to roll up as you shake up. And you'll come all the way up. So you're almost bouncing on the toes. Your arms can float around, let your head shake a little bit. Shaking out any tension or tightness you can feel in the body. Let the face wobble a bit. And then letting everything stop when you feel you've shaken out. And just arriving into Asana now, up at the top of the mat. Lifting up the balls of the feet. So stretch out into your toes. Dropping them down again. Hands to the heart. Breathing into the heart. 3 rounds of breath. And then your palms floating up. Now just take time to arrive here with arms up above the head. You can come into a very gentle back bend here, but lifting up through the base of the spine. Both sides of the body equally lengthening. And then you'll find your way down and into forward fold. Feel that hinging from the waist, all the way down to your forward fold. Relax your neck when you arrive there. And then in breath, looking forward, offering your spine. And lifting up into your belly. Breathe in. And breathe out, you're arriving into down dog. Stepping back and into down dog. Bend your knees and lift up into your spine. With the next round of breath,
Looking forward and coming up and over into plank. You may need to step your feet back a fraction to give yourself a bit of space to do so. Hands directly underneath your shoulders. Lift into your belly. Look forward, breathe in. And breathing out your knees to the mat. And with knees to the mat, you're then lowering down. And so you're riding down onto your belly. Come onto the flats of the feet. In breath into cobra. Out breath, tuck under toes, lift up and push back into your down dog. And give yourself 3 rounds of breath also here in down dog. And the last rounds of those breaths, you'll breathe in and then you'll really breathe out through the mouth. Really just relax everything with that out breath. Another in breath, and your out breath, the feet walking up towards the top of the mat. Arriving there, offer your spine, look forward, and then folding down, length of the legs. Coming to rise, breathe in, floating up, arms floating up, last of all, and the gaze, out breath back, and into the heart. So coming into another round, this time with a little bit more flow, with the in breath, arms lifting up. Arriving in your forward fold as you breathe out. Really take your time to get there. Doesn't matter if you have to squeeze in 1 or 2 more breaths. In breath off your spine. Keep that fluidity along the spine. Out breath into down dog. Now lifting up and forward into plank. Breathing in. Look forward. Breathe out, down onto your knees, lowering down. In breath into cobra. Out breath, easing up and back into down dog. Another couple of rounds of breath here. Just really root down into your thumb and your index finger here. Breathing in, and with your next round of out breath, stepping or walking the feet up to the top of the mat. And in breath, offering your spine. With your out breath, you'll fold again. And come to rise, breathing in. And with your out breath, back to the heart. Riding into another round with your in breath. And with your out breath, folding down, center line into your forward fold. Now just keep your spine always moving here. In breath, looking forward. Out breath into down dog. In breath, easing up and over into plank. Look forward as you arrive. Out breath to your knees and lowering down. In breath into cobra. And out breath, easing up and back into down dog. And arriving in down dog this time, we'll lift up our right leg. Really stretch it skyward, so you're like in a down dog splitsy kind of thing. Point your toe. And then we're going to do a big circle with that right knee coming in towards the core. So drawing that right knee into your core, the foot will hover off the floor. Lift it up. And then you're going to take that right knee over to your left hand, over to your right hand, out to the side of the body, stretch it back up, point the toe, and floating it back down. Over to the left hand side, the left leg starts to float up, point your toe, you're in a kind of down dog skitsy thing there. Lift up into that, 1 more breath, and then your left knee coming into the core. So you're just drawing up to your core, you can look down towards it, Just pause there for a moment, and then the knee will come over to the right hand side of the body, to the left hand side, out to the side, lift it up, point the toe, and it's floating back down again. Coming down onto all fours and arriving back into child for a few rounds of breath. Hands stretched out in front of you. With your next in-breath, breathing in, then out-breath through the mouth. Lifting back up onto all fours and coming into cat and cow with your out-breath curving up the spine, sit bones tucking under, in-breath easing through. Come from one into the other for a few more rounds. And then, from here, we're going to lower the spine back down again. So you're drawing your sit bones back, the chest will come towards the floor, and then you can slide down onto the belly, in-breath into cobra, and out-breath, easing up and back into down dog. So lying back into down dog, just adjust your feet here, root into that thumb, index finger, and then in-breath, right leg floating up. Stretch up into the toes, point the toes. Breathing in, breathing out, swing the foot between the hands. Just adjust your stance there. And now you're in a high lunge, so you're balanced on the ball of the back foot. The heel is lifted. Left hand staying down on the mat. Right hand's lifting all the way up, taking you into the twist. See if you can drop weight forward into that front knee in your twist, another breath or so. Likewise, root back into your back heel. Right hand coming back down. And we're going to drop now down onto your left knee. So now you're into a low lunge, just pausing there. And your right hand's lifting up again, taking you into another twist in a low lunge. You can turn your gaze up here, the last breath or so. Getting stretched up, see if you can open up the chest here. Right hand coming up. Now we're going to come into a stretch along the front leg now. So still balanced on the ball of that back foot. You'll lift up, you'll start to straighten up through this front leg, drawing back into your sit bones. You may need a little bit of bend in that front knee. Look forward, and then folding the length of the torso along that front leg. We'll just open up all the back of the hamstrings down here. So really anchor your back foot to stabilize. Your next round of breath, with hands planted down, easing forward, stepping back into down dog. Now, if you're feeling energetic this morning, you can come for a little vinyasa. Otherwise, just hanging in down dog or taking a few breaths in child. Take your pick. You're coming through into plank, knees down, lowering down, in breath into cobra, out breath up and back into down dog. And there, onto the other side. So left leg swinging up, breathing in, point the toe, and then you're swinging the left foot through with your out breath between hands, balanced on the ball of the foot again. This time the right hand's palms staying down, and left arm's lifting up, taking you into twist over to the left hand side. See if you can lunge a little bit deeper on that left knee. And your left hand coming down. With the left hand down, you'll drop down onto your right knee, just pausing there, and then left arm lifting again in below lunge. Left hands coming down, with both hands now to the sides of the front foot, back foot still, toes still tucked under, lift up, and you're coming into a stretch along the front leg. Look forward and then folding. Make sure that back foot's really truly anchored here, so then that will just help you to release a little bit of pull through the shoulders. With your next breath, just hinge forward a bit on your front knee, and then you're stepping back into down dog. And again, as before, either come to child, hanging down dog, else coming into vinyasa with your in-breath to plank, out-breath, knees down, lowering down, in-breath into cobra, and out-breath, easing up and back into down dog. Very good. So, right leg's lifting up again, and this time we're opening up into the hips, so you'll bend your right knee, and you'll take that right foot over to your left-hand side, so you're looking out underneath right arm there. One more round of breath. And the right foot's coming down. Over to the left-hand side. Left leg's lifting up. Really swing it up first, point the toes, and then bending left knee. Take the foot over to the right-hand side as you look underneath the left armpit. And left foot coming down. So breathe in now, look forward, and you're walking your feet up towards the top of the mat. And when you arrive at the top of the mat, you're in a forward fold here, so you'll bend your knees a little bit in your forward fold, and you'll bring your arms around the backs of the legs. And then you can just hang down, feeling supported by that contact of arms to legs. I'm going to take a few rounds of breath there. Now for the next couple of rounds of breath, as you get to your out breath, if you again let it just flow from the mouth. Now you're going to bend your knees pretty deeply here. You're going to feel it quite a lot along the backs of the legs. Draw into your belly here. Start to look forward, root down into your feet. You're lifting into chair pose. The arms will just float up. They're like an extension of the body here, the arms. The gaze level in front of you. Go as low as you can here, really energize the body here. Hands coming in front of you to shoulder height. Breathing in, right arms lifting up and over, taking you into a twist, into chair. Stretch out into your fingertips, stretch your fingers wide. Your next round of breath, knees still facing forward, right arm coming over, joining left hand, over to the other side. Keep your hips facing forward here, so you're twisting from the torso rather than the knees twisting. Left arm coming over, joining the right. Coming to standing, push down into the feet to lift yourself up. Arms hanging by the sides of the body. Your back into Dasana. Draw the belly lightly into the spine. Shutting your eyes. And bringing hands to the heart. And we'll take 3 rounds of breath into the heart. With eyes opening again, with your in-breath, the palms will float up. And with your out-breath, coming down the forward the centre line into the forward fold. Bending your knees again, lifting into chair, but hands coming up to the heart in this chair. The softened shoulders, the neck. Then you're going to rotate to the right hand side, hands still at the heart, and then bending down so the right elbow comes over to the left thigh. Hands still in the heart. And then we'll open out the arms like wings. Coming back to the heart again, both knees pointing forward. Sit deep, shoulders soft again, neck soft. And then, drawing that right elbow over to the left knee, just pausing there as you arrive, twist through the waist, not through the knees. Arms opening out like wings. And arriving back into forward fold, lifting up through the backs of the legs. Now, a little bit of free movement in your forward fold. Just easing out the spine, just doing whatever feels nice here. Feel that sense of movement, rhythm along the spine. And your hands coming down to the mat now. And you're stepping back into down dog. Breathe in deeply, breathe out, really push your breath out. Coming down onto all fours. And threading left arm underneath the right now, taking you down onto the left temple. When you arrive there, come up onto the right fingertips. And easing that right elbow up and back. Really open up that twist into the chest. Right hand coming down. Lift back onto all fours, over to the left hand side. Scoop the right hand underneath, down onto the right temple, up onto the left fingertips. Left hand coming down, right hand joining. Just give yourself around 5 rounds of breath here, quite easy breaths to move in and out of down, cat and cow here. So maybe a bit of side movement. Just relaxing the neck, the head, the eyes, the jaw. Just moving facial muscles. And taking yourself back and into child for 5 rounds of breath. Coming up to sitting now after those 5 rounds of breath. And once you're like that, you're going to bring your soles of the feet together. And your feet are a little distance apart from your pelvis, so you have a diamond shape. Hands reaching down towards the feet. And with the hands there, just clasping your feet however feels comfortable, maybe over the tops, just bringing the thumbs into the soles. Lift up. And moving the gaze over to the right hand shoulder. Come back to the center line and over to the left. Right back in the center line, arms floating up. And breathing out, just letting your spine float forward. Your hands will come back down to your feet again, just letting them rest there, elbows out to the sides. Look forward, breathe in. Breathing out, letting the weight of the head hang down. We'll do a few rounds of breath there. The in-breath, looking forward, lengthening through the spine. And the out-breath, folding inwards, letting go of the weight of the head. One more round. And coming up and into sitting. So arriving in sitting, draw your knees together and then take a comfortable seated position. Doesn't matter how that is, you can use props, chairs, walls, all the rest of it. And once you're there, hands just resting on the knees. Now, allow your eyes to shut. And breathing out, connecting to the contact of the body, pelvis, with the floor. And breathing in, drawing up through the spine again. Breathing out, just letting the out breath flow through the body. Your next in breath, breathing in, and then just pausing before you breathe out. Just holding breath inside the body for a few moments. And breathing out when you're ready to. So we're going to do that for a few more rounds of breath. The in breath, breathing up and into the body, really fill up the torso in all directions, pausing. Breathing out when you're ready. So no strain at all in the breath. Going at your own pace. In breath, pause, breathe out. You do one more round. Eyes opening again, and drawing your knees together, coming down onto the spine with knees bent. Hugging your knees into the chest as you lie there. And then taking your arms out above the head in a V shape, dropping your knees over to the right hand side. And your gaze can turn down the left arm towards the left shoulder. Coming back to the centre line, and your knees dropping over to the right hand side. Your gaze can turn over to the left hand side, and your gaze towards the right shoulder. Knees back up again. And from here, we're coming into Shavasana. So take your time to lower one leg down, then the other. Arms by the sides of the body. Take a deep in breath, and your out breath, letting it release through the mouth. And from there, letting your body settle onto the floor, onto the earth, for a few moments of rest. Taking your time to become aware of the room around you and your body resting in that space. And when you're ready to, starting to move fingers or toes from the head, and then rolling over onto the right hand side. And from there, coming up and into sitting.
And so coming back into sitting and hands coming up to the heart. Letting your eyes shut softly. And the natural breath. Breathing into the heart. And from there, palms slowing back down again. And eyes opening. And letting go of the practice. Thank you.